In this tutorial, we'll be using Vision to extract faces from an image and include the extracted faces within a list. As you can see, within this image there's 3 faces, and each face has been extracted and displayed within this list here. So this is what we'll be doing in the tutorial today. Within your SwiftUI project, create a new Swift file and then name the file face detection. Next thing we need to do is to import Vision and UI kit. And now we need to create our class that's called face detection, public class face detection. The next thing we need to do is to create an array. The purpose of the array is to store an array of faces, or to detect an array of faces when they're found within the image. Private var detected faces UI image. Next thing we need to do is to create our default initializer, public init. Now we need to add a method that's called convert image. It's private func convert image face image, and the data type will be UI image, which can be optional, and it will return a UI image. Which can be optional as well. Next thing we need to do is to check that the image exists and can be converted to the correct data type. Guard let image equals face image, let data equals image dot png data, else return nil. So lines 20, what that means, if the image cannot be converted to a UI image or a PNG image, then it will return nil. Else, if the image can be converted to a UI image, then it will do the following. It will return the converted UI image. The next method we need to create is called face detection, public function face detection, document UI image, optional. Now we have to perform some safe unwrapping by using another guard statement. So that's guard let face image equals convert image, the document, which is the image, let CG image equals face image .cg image. Else, if it cannot be converted or some error happens, just come out of that method, just return from that method. Next thing we need to do, we need to create a face detection request. So we type in let request equals vn detect face capture quality request. And then we need to add a weak self to release the memory. And we need to call another method afterwards within the same function, which I'll be doing in a minute. Request in guard let observations equals request results as vn face observation, else return. Line 36, what that does, it checks if the face observation results are valid. If it's not, then it just returns out of the function. The next thing we need to do is to loop through all of the extracted faces that were found. So just type in for observation in observations. If let cropped face image is equal to self dot crop face image, so we need to create another method called crop face image. So let's create that method first after line 45. So just type in private func crop face from image. And then that function needs to accept two parameters, which are image, which is the UI image, using observation, and observation, which is a VN face observation data type parameter. And this function will return the cropped image as a UI image. It can also return nil, so we need to use an optional there as a question mark. And then on lines 52, just type in return nil, and then we go back to the previous function that we was in, which is face detection. And on line 40, just type in crop face from image, and then provide the parameters, which are face, image, which is using observation, and so we need to include the bracket there for this statement. There's an error on line 421. I think it's face image. Oh, we need a comma. There should be a comma there. Using observation, and then you just pass in observation, which are the extracted faces. And now that we have the extracted faces, we just append the extracted faces to our detected face array. The next thing we need to do is on lines after line 45, is to create a handler for the image request. So just type in let handler equals VN image request handler CG image options And then now we need to create some error handling using do block, and then we need to add a catch there, and then just print out any errors that might happen. And then within the do block we need to add try handler dot perform request, and the purpose of this is to perform the actual face detection. I'll just compile it now just to see if there's any errors. Just compiling at the moment. It's compiled. So the next thing we need to do now is to complete the implementation for the function crop face from image. On lines or after line 59, just enter let image size equals image dot size. And the purpose of that is to get the size of the image. Let bounding box equals observation bounding box. And the purpose of that line is to get the bounding box of the detected face. Let x equals bounding box dot origin dot x times by image size dot width. And the purpose of that line 64, is to calculate the x coordinates where the cropping should start. So that's where the actual face is located and where it will be extracted. The next thing we need to do is type in let y equals 1 minus bounding box dot origin dot y minus bounding box dot size dot height times by image size dot height. And the purpose of that is to calculate the y coordinates where the cropping should start. Let width equals bounding box dot size dot width star image size dot width, and that calculates the width of the cropping region. And the same thing, I'll just copy and paste this one, because the height one is similar to the width. We'll just change the variable name, put height here and height there. And then what we need to do, we need to type in if let cg image equals image dot .cg image question mark dot cropping cg rec which is x, y, width and height. So we need all of these parameters. So cg rec assign x for the x parameter and y, and for the width just type in width, and for the height just type in height. Return UI image CG image. So the purpose of line 72 is to crop the faces from the image using the calculated coordinates and dimension. And then line 73, it just creates a new UI image from the cropped image, and then that will return the result to the caller. The next function we need to create is called get detected faces, which is a public function. Public function get detected faces, and this function will return an array of faces that we saw earlier in the beginning within the list, when I showed the list that included 3 faces. That's an array of faces from the cropped image. And then we just return the detected faces. Let's compile it again. It's compiled, so that's good. So next week we'll be adding the interface to enable the extracted images to be shown to the user within the list. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.